What is God? I'm going to explain this the best to you. Because no one's ever explained it to you. Or in this way, they never explained it to you. There's something you have to know first, though. And when you acknowledge this, seeing it, see it, you'll want more and more to become it. At least partially. It will be literally a magnet pulling you, tugging you. So you have to know this, experience it. Because once you've seen it, see it, acknowledge it, you can't be like, oh, I just acknowledge it. Sure, you can say that, but it's a way of life. It's a smooth life, an ongoing life. People don't understand that we are part of God. Or a part of whatever entity. Some people like to use intelligence. I don't. Cosmos. The universe. The main and the source. You could also say the greatest sun, which is the replica. Just the ultimate sun. All this energy, pure light, pure love, we're tapping back into that. God is omnipresent. He's made this whole thing, whether you want to say he, it, she, it's a combination of all three probably, made everything. Our body only sees certain frequencies and colors, and it can only feel a limited experience inside the body. So, God made us, and it has to be this way, because it is, like Him, but there's also a piece of Him, or it, that energy keeps us alive and animates, that's the word, animates our being in anything that exists. Just because seeing is believing, but just because you don't see something doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So, God, people think they put hoods on, try to cover up their experiences, try to hide something from God, from this, such as occults. The whole going against God, there's only two ways to live a life, so to speak. One would be going in nature and going with God. Because if you go against it, which would be the opposite, you wouldn't feel that. You wouldn't have feeling. You wouldn't feel that. You wouldn't feel love. You would feel fear, hate. And so God is that where everybody's heading. And it's in everybody. God sees everything. Even if you put a blanket over your face, even if you try to hide things, whatever it is, it's not like Santa's always watching you type of deal. He is there, so to speak. But you are him. Now here's the point of the video. And there goes the candle. I blew that out. Is that God sees everything. Our bodies have a part of God in us. We have a peripheral of God. The no mind. The nirvana that the Buddhists and the Buddhahood talks about. Jesus, it comes in many words. Enlightenment. When you get to God level, when you dissolve, there are words for this too. But dissolve would be the one you would understand. The final level is merging with God. And when that happens, there is no more you. You become a part of the bigger picture. And do you see, this is where ego, oh no, I want to go create my own world. I want to go my own live life. I want to be like God, but in some comparison. You can't. It's nothing wrong to be like God, but it's the comparison about it. To be like him. As in, you're trying to be competitive with God. It's not the point. So, we are going to dissolve, eventually everyone's going to, back to this. Everything's going back to this. So, you are just God in a smaller version, happening on a more microscopic level, outside cosmos and space, out of different realities. You are God living in a smaller peripheral. So when it comes down to it, are you going to do godlike acts or devilish acts? It doesn't really matter what you do to yourself. It actually more even depends on how you treat other people. Most people unknowingly treat people like shit. And it doesn't always necessarily have to do with other people, but since we're all grouped together in the way society is, it's such a hold. There's really no escaping it. The reason why people who want to go in deep meditation or search for themselves because they don't know. So we all once knew, that's the funny thing. But anyways, when you go on a search for themselves, the reason why these people go by themselves, or you feel a need sometimes to go solitary, is just this. The monks, whatever, people living in caves, underground, away from people, off the grid, is to get away from people. Alright. We spoke a lot for this video. But if you can put that into perspective, that you are just a little God in your peripheral in what you're seeing. Because I know this is a great way. It hit me. This is just a great way to explain it to people. One simple thing you can do is to look around with your eyes and sit in one spot. And just look around. This is to be done without thinking. So if you can do that, take that with you and use it with you all day. That spot is the center of God in the presence. Now, what's the kicker? The kicker is, how long can you do it for? Now, that's why there's all this stuff. Everything's basically music. So music is one of the most influential things because it literally hypnotizes you and takes you out of your mind. That's why it is, because of the energy. When you get into a certain rhythm, you start not thinking. So that's why music is the highest vibrational thing you can do. And that's why everyone likes it. So yeah, there's methods to get to there, but there doesn't need to be either. If people are destroying their body and it's unhealthy, it could be hard for you to concentrate. These words, these stems of words, ADHD, getting your attention, all the things distracting you, such as screens and flashy lights, flashy things, they are just forgot the word I was going to hit on there. You want to concentrate, though. They're trying to take, when people say they have ADHD, that's literally the worst thing you could have. I mean, it's literally one of the worst things. Concentration, for a lack of words, is life. The more you can concentrate, the more you are existing. Literally. Like, literally, if we have to break it up. That's all, because this video's way too long. But I know it will serve a few of you. Thanks for tapping in.